Welcome on board the Toon Tour. On your right, you'll see what used to be Ouseburn Street bus station, which opened in 1928, shortly after the Tyne Bridge. The bus station closed in 1996 and was temporarily used as a car park until it was demolished in January 2021 to give way for redevelopment. Just to your right, you'll see the Granger Market, originally opened in 1835, one of many local buildings designed by John Dodson. The market is home to perhaps the smallest and oldest branch of Marks and Spencer. A market store known as Marks and Spencer's original penny bazaar. The Great Wall-listed building at the time of its opening was the largest in Europe. Today, the Granger Market is home to over 100 small businesses and self-employed independent traders. It's been an important part of the city's shopping experience for almost 2 centuries. You can hop off at the next stop if you'd like to visit, with only a short walk up to it. We're now approaching our next stop for the Castle, Keep and St Nicholas Cathedral. St Nicholas Cathedral was granted the status of cathedral in 1882, which was the same year that Newcastle became a city. However, the exterior of the building dates back to the 15th century. On display on the south wall is a portion of one of the supports of the original Roman bridge built over the Tyne by Emperor Hadrian. The cathedral was used as a lighthouse to guide ships for hundreds of years by lighting a fire inside the lantern tower of the cathedral. The castle keep, which stands on the site of the former Roman fort of Pons Aelius, was built there due to its commanding position with views up and down the river. The original castle was built in 1080 by Robert Curthouse, the eldest son of William the Conqueror. It was partly rebuilt for Henry II in 1168, and the keep is part of Henry's work. The castle is the reason that the city now has its name, with it being the New Castle. Hop off and have a look. You can save 20% on entry when you show your Toon Tour ticket. Is the Stevenson Memorial, depicting a standing figure of George Stevenson, flanked by 4 seated figures representing a miner, a plate layer, an engine driver and a blacksmith. George Stevenson was seen as the father of railways and was born locally in Wylam in the Tyne Valley. He supervised the development of the first public railway between Stockton and Darlington in 1825.
On our left is the Royal Station Hotel and the Central Station. The Central Station was built between 1845 and 1850, and it was designed by John Dobson, becoming the first covered station in the world, and is one of only 6 Grade 1 listed rail stations in the UK. It was officially opened on August 29, 1850 by Queen Victoria. The day was declared as a local holiday, and a celebration banquet was held at the Royal Station Hotel. However, the celebrations didn't last long, as the manager of the hotel sent the bill to Queen Victoria, and she was not amused. Hop off at the next stop for the Discovery Museum. The museum is housed in the old Cooperative Wholesale Society building, Blandford House, which opened in 1899. It quickly became an iconic building in Newcastle city centre, especially with its grand hall on the 4th floor, with its Art Deco ceiling and sprung
As we turn, you'll see the famous St James's Park, home of Newcastle United. Our football team have played here since they were formed in 1890. James's Park has also played host to Rugby League's Magic Weekend, matches from the Rugby Union World Cup, and most recently, the European Challenge and Champions Cup finals. You can enjoy a tour of the famous stadium, and there's even a discount with your Toon Tour ticket. Hop off at the next stop if you'd like to look around. Visitors attending during the 24-week exhibition. Hop off at the next stop to have a look around or relax away from the busy city centre.
Is for the Great North Museum, Hancock. Originally built in 1884 as a natural history museum to house the growing collections of the Natural History Society of Northumbria. The museum was originally named after John Hancock, who was instrumental in securing the funds to build it. The museum is now home to the Living Planet Gallery, which is spread across 2 floors and tells the story of wildlife and habitats in the region. Also on the ground floor, the Hadrian's Wall Gallery enables visitors to discover the detailed history of the nearby World Heritage Site, as well as a wealth of archaeological finds from Geordies. The origin of the word isn't known for sure, but the suggestions are that this dates back to the mid-1700s and the Jacobite Rebellion. Whilst the Northumbrians supported the Jacobites, the people of Newcastle were loyal to King George, and it's believed that Geordie was a local term meaning George. There was also a Geordie miner's safety lamp, and that was invented by George Stevenson. Either way, the name has stuck.
Of biscuits, hence the name the Biscuit Factory. In 2002, the Biscuit Factory underwent a sympathetic refurbishment, ensuring that visual and characterful facets of the building, such as the beams and brickwork, were maintained. It now showcases and sells the work of over 250 artists and makers in seasonally changing exhibitions.
We're now descending into Ouseburn Valley, with so many wonderful things to see and do in an urban village. The Ouseburn Valley is many things to many people. Whether you enjoy the Ouseburn for its bustling music scene, its flourishing creative networks, or its abundant local history and heritage, the valley has something for everyone. You could visit Stepney Bank Stables, Ouseburn Farm, the Cluny, or 7 Stories, the National Centre for Children's Books. If you'd like a walk with a difference, why not visit the Victoria Tunnel, a 19th century restored wagonway running from the town moor to the Tyne. Hop off at the next stop if you'd like to have a look around. We are now heading down to the Newcastle side of the quayside. On your right is the Law Courts, designed by local architect Napa Cullerton and built by John Lay. It's constructed in red sandstone from Dumfriesshire at a cost of 17.1 million and was completed in 1990. The next stop is the main stop for the quayside. Alight here to take in the views, enjoy something to eat or drink in one of the great cafes and restaurants, or just relax and enjoy the atmosphere.
Enjoy one of the most famous views of the Tyne bridges. With 7 bridges in the space of around half a mile, it's a unique sight unrivaled around the world. Firstly, we have the Millennium Bridge, but we'll come back to that one later. Secondly, we have the Tyne Bridge, which opened in 1928, followed by the Swing Bridge, which we'll be crossing soon. Then we've got the High Level, which opened in 1849. It's the oldest bridge over the Tyne and was completed by Robert Stevenson. It was unique in its time as the only bridge to carry a railway on its top deck and a road on its lower deck. Further to the west, we have the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, which opened in 1981 and carries the Tyne and Wear Metro over the Tyne. Then we have the King Edward Bridge, a Grade 2 listed structure opened in 1906, which carries the East Coast Main Line over the river. And finally, the Redtooth Bridge, built in 1983, which carries the A189 road. Welcome on board the Toon Tour.
Historic heart of the quayside and was formerly the medieval heart of Newcastle, home to many wealthy merchants. Some of their timber-framed houses still exist today.
Take a look to your right to see the plaque above the first floor window where Bessie Surtees eloped back in 1772. Bessie was the daughter of a prominent local merchant who didn't approve of her relationship with John Scott. The lovers eloped to Scotland to marry, and her father then accepted their marriage some months later. In time, it was a wise choice, as John Scott went on to become Lord Eldon and was made Lord Chancellor, one of the highest legal positions in the country.
On your left, you will see St Mary's Church, which dates from the 12th century and is a Grade 1 listed building. For many years, this building was the only church in Gateshead and has often been described as Gateshead's mother church. Adjoining the church is its graveyard, which closed to burials in 1853. This houses a number of well-carved and artistic 18th and early 19th century gravestones.
As we approach our next stop, Tyne Bridge North, you'll see 55 degrees north, which is the building in the centre of the roundabout, so named because of the city's latitude being 55 degrees north of the Earth's